Over the past 50 years, surfboard riding in Australia has moved from the rebel fringe to the sporting mainstream, producing some of the surfing world's greatest champions. Since its humble beginnings in 1963 as the Australian Surf Riders Association, Surfing Australia has been at the forefront of our sport's development. And tonight, we proudly celebrate half a century of surfing in our great country.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for this evening, Mark Barretta.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening and welcome to the 2013 Australian Surfing Awards. What a night. My name is Mark Barretta. It's my pleasure to be your Master of Ceremonies tonight for this very special night and this incredible gathering, recognising the contributions of individuals and organisations, some over the last year and some others over a lifetime. Tonight's awards mark a significant milestone in Surfing Australia's history as we celebrate its 50th anniversary after formation in 1963 as the Australian Surf Riders Association. The history of Australian surfing boasts a rich heritage of champions and innovators, and as part of Surfing Australia's 50th anniversary celebrations, Australia's 10 most influential surfers from 1963 to 2013 will be named tonight.
We're born with surfing. It's in our blood. More surfing world champions call Australia home than any other country. As part of Surfing Australia's 50th anniversary celebrations, a campaign was conducted through public polling and votes provided by members of Australia's Surfing Hall of Fame to find Australia's 10 most influential surfers from 1963 to 2013. So who are Australia's 10 most influential surfers of all time?
It's a great question, isn't it? Let's get straight down to business. Let's now take a look at numbers 10, 9 and 8 in our countdown.
Bob McTavish is one of Australian surfing's most dynamic and creative figures, and as both a champion surfer and innovator, Bob became a vital catalyst in the global shortboard revolution. Still surfing and shaping today, Bob has become a spokesman and elder statesman of Australian surfing. Possibly Australia's most revered surfer, Mark OCCHILUPO's extraordinary career spans more than 3 decades and encompasses more radical highs and lows than anyone in the sport. Ocky's triumphant comeback to claim a world championship in 1999 is seen globally as nothing short of legendary. Crowned world champion in 1978, Wayne "Rabbit" Bartholomew was one of the most explosive performers on the World Pro Tour from its inception in 1976. Known as the surfer's surfer, Rabbit focused his love and passion for our sport through coaching, team management and administration. As ASP president from 1999 to 2007, Wayne transformed the sport.
So there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the first 3. Bob, can I invite you over? You pretty radical at the time, but you really kicked off the shortboard revolution. How radical was that at the time?
It was an idea that had to happen, that's all. It was the right time. I want to say something about art versus sport. Sport is measurable, art is not. There's 2 kinds of surfing that goes on. There's the art surfing and there's the sport surfing, championed by Surfing Australia. I actually stand up for the art surfing.
Thank you, Bob. Occy, please. Great to see you up here. Your career, quite remarkable, but that comeback that culminated in the world title, what does it mean to you now? Does it sort of sink in what you achieved at that time?
Well, it does now. I mean, you know, I had a lot of years off in between my first career and my second career. and my second career, I won my world title. And, I get a lot of people coming up to me every day saying I inspired them, and that's what makes it count for me. It's just through what I've been through. And so every day's a blessing, and I'm still surfing, and I'm loving it.
Occhi, you're a legend. Fantastic. Great to see you. David, please. Great to see you. More than 40 years in the sport now. Does it sort of give you a nice feeling on the inside when you come to a night like this and you see how the sport has grown and progressed?
Well, yeah, it's really satisfying. When I first saw my heroes at the 1970 Australian titles at Greenmount Point in my home break, that really opened my eyes up, and they're here tonight. I mean, my boyhood heroes, Peter and Nat Young, were the guys that, did it for me.
Fantastic, mate. Congratulations. Gentlemen, well done. Stick around for the most influential Australian surfer in the past 50 years. We will continue now with the countdown of Australia's 10 most influential surfers. Here are, ladies and gentlemen, numbers 7, 6 and 5 on the countdown.
A driven competitor with fierce ambition, 7 times world champion Layne Beachley is today one of Australia's most celebrated sporting champions. Out of the water, Layne became an outspoken advocate for women's rights in professional surfing and is a highly sought-after media spokesperson and mentor for Australian athletes, including the Australian Olympic team. Hawaii's pipeline is undoubtedly one of surfing's toughest proving grounds, and it was here that Tom Carroll forged a fearless reputation. A 3-time pipe master and 2-time world champion, Tom Carroll is widely respected as the epitome of Australian surfing around the world. Boasting an impeccable international competitive record during the 1960s, Bernard Midget Farrelly became our first official world champion at Manly in 1964 and put Australian surfing on the map. A driving force in surfboard design during the 1960s and early 1970s, Midget has been one of our greatest ambassadors.
So there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the next group in our top 10. Congratulations on making it. Unfortunately, Midget can't be with us tonight, but Layne, if I could start with you. From the first world title to the last world title, you saw so many changes in women's surfing. Tell us about that period and what you saw.
Well, I think the greatest change that I saw was actually between when I joined the tour in 1990 to then winning my first world title in 1998. And Tom Carroll here was one of my greatest mentors, as was Barton Lynch and several other surfers in this room, such as Pam Burridge and Wendy Botha and Pauline Mensah. Australia has such a wonderful, rich history of amazing champions who are willing to share their knowledge, and so coming through the ranks was quite challenging. But from then winning my first world title to then going on to win a 7th one, the dramatic change, or the most dramatic change I saw, was not only the number of girls in the water, but the acceptance and the reassurance and the acknowledgement of girls in the water. From when I joined the tour, I mean, when I was in high school, my school teacher said, lock up your surfboard and get a real job because it's not a viable opportunity for women. But when I then became a world champion, I was really focused on generating opportunities for other women. And now we see the likes of Steph Gilmore, Sally Fitzgibbons, Nikki Van Dyke. We see so many amazing, talented, beautiful Australian champions coming through the ranks that it fills me with an immense amount of pride, and such as Wayne said, such as hope and pride and optimism. I'm really grateful for where women's surfing is today and grateful that I've had a chance to be a part of it.
Todd, come on over. But for you, and we saw on that vision, that reputation you had as a hard charger, and Pipeline was a big part of that for you.
Oh, well, Hawaii in itself has always been a big part for me. Ever since I saw Jerry Lopez surfing Pipeline in some of the surfing movies like Five Summer Stories when I was a kid, I used to get $1.50 off my father and go over to the Avalon Cinema on a Sunday night. You know, that was a bit of a hard job getting $1.50 too. And Dream. You know, I used to get the Dream up there on the big screen, and finally got to Hawaii and I shit myself. But I got through that.
So I think you did all right. Do you want to tell us about a young Layne Beachley?
A young Layne Beachley, well, she was tough. And yet to be honest, I just didn't know, I didn't think she was going to do it because I wasn't quite sure. You know, you look at the girl and she's, oh, I don't know about Layne, you know, she's just, where's she going with this? And she'd come to our training sessions and she'd sort of keep on coming back and she just stuck it out and she just got better and better and surprised the living daylights out of me. It was unbelievable. 7.
Tom, congratulations. Great to see you. Layne, thank you very much and congratulations to you both.
Possessing an innate sense of wave mechanics, devastating physical fitness and a killer instinct, Michael Peterson became the most formidable competitor in Australian surfing during the 1970s. Michael's style and fierce approach to the Gold Coast Southern point breaks laid the foundations for the likes of world champions Joel Parkinson and Mick Fanning to dominate on a global scale. Ignited by a powerful and aggressive surfing style, 1966 world champion Robert Nat Young is widely regarded as the pioneer of surfing's new era. Nat redefined Australian surfing during this time and remapped the sport to its current form and remains one of surfing's most enduring figures. Rising through the ranks on the notorious local beaches of Narrabeen, Simon Anderson forged a career not only as a world-class competitor, but a gifted shaper. Undoubtedly tried or used by every surfer on the planet, Simon Anderson's thruster design changed the very core of how we as surfers see and ride waves.
At number 4, Michael Peterson left us in 2012 at the age of 59. His mother Joan is here with us tonight. And Joan, if I could ask you to step forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, he was about 13, I think, and he come running into the shop where I was working and he says, "Mummy, I'm going in a contest this afternoon." I said, "You don't have a board?" He said, "Phyllis O'Donnell's going to let me ride hers." So Phyllis is down there. And so Phyllis pulled up in a little van outside the shop and Michael jumped in the back and away they went to Kingscliff. And he came back, she brought him back a few hours later and he come running in with his tiny little trophy about that big. And he said, "Look, Mummy, look what I won." I said, "Where did you come?" He said, "Second." I said, "Don't you ever come home and tell me you come second. Nobody remembers your name. You must win." And when he did.
Joan, thank you very much and appreciate those great memories of Michael as well. Number 3, of course, Nat Young, ladies and gentlemen, making the long trip back from the United States. Great to have you here, Nat. An amazing time for you because you really pioneered the notion of riding the wave rather than the board. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I think it was probably from my background, you know, when I got into surfing, I saw it as the only direction that I really wanted for my life, you know, and right from the very word go, that's what I did, and I always treated it like that, you know. I saw it as I guess, a spiritual activity, and I was turned onto that by a great man called Tom Blake, who was the first man to put a fin on a surfboard, and he introduced me to a concept called, really called the voice of the atom, which was nature equals God, and God is surfing. And so from there, I adopted that pretty much right from the word go, and that really has been my guiding light. So every day in my life, I ride either 4 lines in mountain or snow, and mountains or in the water, and that really, besides working on the farm, is my life. So that's pretty much all I can say about that.
The philosophy's worked well.
Yeah, it's got me into trouble and got me out of it.
But thank you very much. Great to see you here. Much appreciated. At number 2, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Anderson. Simon, come forward. Simon, did you ever think the thruster would become the board of the future?
No.
Well, there you go.
No, I didn't think it would, but somehow it did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be up here, right?
No, I guess not. Good the way things work out.
It is good, you know, if you dedicate your life to an activity, to an industry, it's amazing what can happen.
Simon, what is it about surfing that made it so special for you? We've heard from so many people tonight, and you know, I mean, Nat mentioned the spiritual side of it. What have you always loved about the sport?
Well, just going out in the water and surfing. I know it's pretty simple. I'm from Collaroy, same place as Nat. I don't know if Nat was born there or whatever, but Nat grew up from Collaroy, and you know, knowing that Nat was a world champion and he was from Collaroy, I figured, you know, there's no chance of anyone else from Collaroy making an impact in world surfing. And I was pretty much right. Because, you know, I'm not joking. You know, Nat's shoes are pretty big to fill, as you can imagine. You know, he's an amazing icon of our sport, and I had the privilege of, or the pleasure of seeing him surf when I was very young, growing up in Collaroy, and maybe that's where I got my inspiration from, I don't know. But you know, somehow, now I'm number 2, Nat's number 3, so... But Nat will always be number 1 for me.
Well said, well said. Simon, congratulations. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, would you thank our next 3 in our top 10? After the break, we reveal Australia's most influential surfer of the past 50 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our final presentation tonight, and that is awarding Australia's most influential surfer. To present this award, would you please welcome back to stage Deputy Prime Minister and Treasurer, the Honourable Wayne Swan. So far tonight, we've presented 9 of Australia's 10 most influential surfers, including Bob McTavish, Mark OCCHILUPO, Wayne Bartholomew, Layne Beachley, Tom Carroll, Bernard Midget Farrelly, Michael Peterson, Nat Young and Simon Anderson. So, who is Australia's most influential surfer? We've waited all night. Let's find out.
By winning consecutive world titles over 4 years, from 1979 to 1982, Mark Richards became the first surfer in history to utterly dominate the World Pro Tour for an extended period of time. In 1979, he unleashed his secret weapon, a new take on the twin fin. In a testament to his now legendary shaping skills, this new design was perfect for the gliding, swooping turns that established Mark as the man to beat. Armed with the new design, MR seemed to gain speed, manoeuvrability, and at times seemed unbeatable. Mark personified the consummate performer. His clean-cut, humble yet professional attitude brought competitive surfing a step closer to being accepted as a major sport. Mark remains passionately involved in the growth of our sport by working with Surfing Australia's next generation each year. Mark Richards, Surfing Australia's most influential surfer.
Holy shit, it's been a long time since I've won anything. Where do I start here? When I got the voting form, I put it on our kitchen table at home, and it took me a few days to actually fill it in. I actually kept looking at it and all the names on, and I just couldn't decide like who to actually sort of vote for on it. So my wife Jenny actually said, if you vote for yourself, at least you know you'll get one vote on the night. But seriously, it's a great honour and it's very flattering, and I feel incredible sort of up here and, you know, to receive this award amongst so many great surfers. You know, people like Bob McTavish, Nat Young, LAYNE, BEACHLEY, Simon Anderson, Rabbit, Occhi. There's just so many people that have done such some wonderful things for surfing, and it's, you know, pretty amazing to get this. For me, surfing has been just incredibly special for me, and it's given me the most amazing life. And I think as surfers, we really get to do some special things, to ride waves all over the world and have friends all over the world. I guess last but not least, I guess I should thank everyone that voted for me. There must have been maybe more than one person that my wife suggested. Thank you.
What a fantastic champion and what a deserving winner, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please once again congratulate Mark Richards. So much has been achieved in Australian surfing in these first 50 years. Where you have come to and the sport you have built is just incredible. Congratulations. We look forward to the next 50 years, and we'll see you back here again for another great gathering next year. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you.